Have you ever spent weeks, maybe even months, creating an online course, only to launch it and hear absolutely nothing? No sales, no excitement, no flood of messages saying, "This is exactly what I needed." Just silence. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Most online courses don't fail because the creator isn't smart enough. They fail because the creator makes a handful of mistakes before they even press record. And the frustrating part? Most of these mistakes are completely avoidable. I've seen people spend 6 months building a course nobody wanted, while someone else, on the other hand, creates a simple course over the weekend and starts getting sales. And it's not because their content was better, and it was not because they had a bigger audience, but because they avoided the mistakes we're talking about today. So, if you're thinking about creating an online course in 2026 or building your current one, this video could save you months of wasted effort, thousands of dollars, and a whole lot of disappointment. Let's get into it. Hey, I'm Hayley and welcome back to the Insert Here project. This channel is all about helping entrepreneurs, creators, and small business owners turn their knowledge into profitable assets. Whether that's creating a course, a digital product, a personal brand, or an entire business. Today we are talking about one of the biggest course mistakes I continue people seem to make. Not beginner mistakes, not technical mistakes, the mistakes that quietly kill a course before it's even had a chance to succeed. Because creating a course has never been easier, but creating a course people actually buy, that is a completely different set of skills. Let's start with the biggest mistake of all, creating a course before validating the idea. One of the most common things I see is someone getting excited about an idea, immediately opening Canva or whatever, buying a microphone, planning modules, designing workbooks, creating a logo, mapping out all of their lessons. They spend weeks building, sometimes even months. And then eventually they ask the question they should have asked at the very beginning. Does anyone need this? They build first, validate later. And validation isn't asking your mum. It isn't asking your best friend. And it's not asking people on your Facebook page where everyone is very awesome and says, "That sounds amazing." Because people are very, very supportive with their words. Their wallets, much less supportive. Real validation is evidence. Are people asking questions about your topic? Are people searching for your solutions? Have you successfully helped people solve this problem already? Have people paid for a similar solution before? The best course creators don't start by creating, they start by listening, and that is a completely different approach. This is especially common among experts, and honestly, it comes from a good place because people genuinely want to help. So you think, if I'm going to create a course, I'm going to include everything. Every lesson, every strategy, every framework, every experience, every teeny tiny detail that you've learned over the last 10 years. The result? A massive course that no one finishes, if I'm honest. Here's something most creators need to hear. People are not buying information, they're buying transformation. Nobody joins a weight loss course because they want more information about calories. They want to lose weight. No one joins a course on social media because they want 400 videos. They want results. Your course isn't supposed to be a museum containing everything that you've ever learned. It's supposed to be a bridge. Its job is to take someone from point A to point B as quickly and clearly as possible. The best courses often teach less, but they create better outcomes. Every lesson should earn its place. If removing a lesson doesn't impact the student's transformation, it probably doesn't belong there in the first place. This mistake feels safe, but it's actually one of the fastest ways to become invisible. Because when you try to help everybody, your message becomes too vague to connect with anybody. Think about these course titles. How to grow on social media, or how busy service providers can create 1 month worth of content in 4 hours. Which one feels more specific? Which one feels like it really understands the person or company? The more specific you become, the more attractive your offer becomes. People don't buy courses because they think they're good. People buy courses because they feel understood. The moment someone says, wow, this is for me, everything changes. Specificity creates trust, and trust creates sales. Now, let's talk about the mistake that's becoming even more important in 2026, because let's be honest, AI has changed the game. Let's be honest, information is everywhere. We have YouTube, there's Google, podcasts, AI, social media. You could pretty much learn almost anything for free, which means if your course is simply like information packed into videos, then you're in trouble, because people don't need another information library. What they need is clarity. They need structure, guidance, implementation, accountability, context. Think about it like this. A gym workout exists for free online, thousands of them, yet people still hire personal trainers. Why? Because they don't need more exercise, they need a plan. The value of your course is no longer information. The value is helping people implement the information. This is where the opportunity is, and creators who understand this are going to win. However, creators who keep trying to sell information alone are really going to struggle. This one hurts because people spend months creating something amazing. Then launch day arrives and no one shows up. And it's not because the course is bad, it's because no one knew it even existed. Marketing isn't something that you do after you've completed your course. Marketing is something that you think about, if not start creating, while you're creating your course. The smartest creators build in public. They talk about what they're learning. They share behind the scenes. They answer questions. They make test ideas. They create content around the problem they are solving. So then by the time their course launches, the audience is already there. It already exists. The demand is there. The trust is already there. The launch becomes a natural progression, a natural next step, not like an awkward announcement. I see creators delaying their course for months because they're trying to make it perfect. They want better cameras, better lighting, better microphones, better editing, graphics, just better everything. Meanwhile, someone else records a course on a decent webcam or their iPhone and starts helping people immediately. The truth? Most students don't care whether your transitions look cinematic. They care whether your course solves their problem. Think about the teachers who have changed your life. Was it because their PowerPoint slides were super beautiful? Or was it because they explained things in a way that finally made sense to you? You need to think that clarity beats polished every single time. Perfectionism is often procrastination, like wearing a fancy outfit. Don't let it stop you. If there's one thing I want you to remember from this video, it's this. Successful courses are not built around content, they're built around outcomes. The creators who succeed aren't necessarily the smartest. They aren't necessarily the most experienced either. And they definitely aren't always the most talented. They're the people who understand their audience deeply. The people who solve real problems. The people who focus on transformation instead of information. The people who keep showing up. Because creating content or creating a course isn't really about creating a course. It's about helping someone become a different version of themselves or helping them with a problem. And when you understand that, everything changes. If you are currently creating a course or thinking about creating a course, I'd love to know, what is the biggest challenge you're facing at the moment? Leave it in the comments below. I do try and read all of them, so you never know, one might become a future topic that we talk about. And if you are serious about turning your knowledge into a course, a digital product, or an online business, make sure you subscribe, because that's exactly what we talk about here on the Insert Here project. Thanks for watching, and remember, you probably know more than you think. Someone out there needs what you already know. The challenge isn't becoming more qualified. The challenge is finally sharing it. I'll see you in my next video.